My name is Billy Doherty, and I'm an Ironman.
An Ironman is an endurance event comprised of a 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile bike ride, and a marathon, 26.2 mile run. And you have to finish it within 17 hours or your time doesn't count.
My dad, Billy Doherty, has been doing triathlons since 2005, and after every distance, he wanted to keep going for more.
After I did a sprint triathlon, then an international, and then a half Ironman, like the distances just kept getting longer. And as you do one of those, you feel like you can do the next one.
In 2009, a group of my dad's friends decided they were going to do the 2010 Ironman in Panama City Beach, Florida. However, an unfortunate event occurred, causing my dad to derail from his original plan and ultimately complete the Ironman in 2011.
So on Thursday, August 19th, I was out on I was 2 hours into a 4-hour training ride, and I was going down a hill in Davidson, North Carolina, and a box truck came alongside of me and suddenly turned in front of me. And I didn't have time to stop or swerve, so I hit the truck and I went under it. The truck, make a long story short, the truck dragged me up the street for about 100 yards. I tried to figure out how to get out from underneath the truck, and the wheels came up on my legs, and that kind of compressed me, and I blacked out, and the truck stopped. When I came to, the wheels were still on my legs, and there was 2 people standing in front of me. And I just started screaming, get this truck off of me. So they backed it up. Shortly thereafter, I heard the helicopters, and then I was in the hospital. I was in the ambulance, took me to the hospital, and I ended up spending 10 days in the hospital with multiple injuries and multiple surgeries. So the extent of my injuries, the majority of it was road rash on the left side of my body, my leg. My fibula was ground down to almost non-existent. I had 54 stitches in my right knee, I had a torn labrum, and I had multiple cracked ribs.
After my dad spent 10 days in the hospital, he came home and spent 3 more months just lying on the couch recovering.
So while I was in the hospital, I never had a doubt that I would eventually be able to train again for the Ironman. And at that point, that's when I formed a triathlon club, Strong and Focused. And the whole purpose of that was just to make sure that what happened to me would never happen to anybody else. And it was more of a group, a community of people, just so they would have opportunities to train with people, because I didn't want anyone to drive or ride or train by themselves.
On January 1st, 2010, he was able to start walking again, and April 1st was the first day he was able to run, swim, and bike again, and that's when he dove back into the whole training process.
Okay, the day of the Ironman, that was the celebration, that was the party. It wasn't the stressor that most people kind of, I think when they go into a race, they stress out about. I think all the training is the hard work, and the day of the race is the celebration. The swim, you line up, they count down, it's a mass start, and they blow the gun at 7 a.m. and boom, you're off. And I thought my strategy move going into it was, I'm going to be the first one in the water, and I'm going to swim as fast as I can for as long as I can.
After the swim, he transitioned to the 112-mile bike ride.
It was just a great ride. At one point, I remember looking down at my speedometer, and I was doing 36 miles an hour. I wasn't even really feeling it. The run started out great. You're so full of energy, and you feel great for the first 6 miles, and I think I ran the first 6 miles at an 8-minute pace. I hit mile 6, and then I hit a wall. Eventually, I made it through the run. I think the last mile, when I saw the finish, I ran with my hands up in the air because I was so ecstatic of just a sense of accomplishment. And then once I crossed the finish line, my family was there, and it was really emotional.
My dad completed the entirety of the Ironman in 11 hours, 40 minutes, and 27 seconds.